What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back, speaking my sports talk. All right, check it out. Check it out. We talking about my boy Teofimo Lopez and Vasyl Lomachenko. Man, Crow, what's good? Gotta go to work, D, but get in school, bro. Feel you. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man, bro. Teofimo about to shake up the boxing world in a couple of weeks. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, J. Kyle. What's up with you, brother? All right, man. So here we go. Here we go. So, guys, uh, just to let everybody know, 2 week weigh-in just took place, and a whole lot of people had a whole lot to say about my guy Teofimo Lopez. All of these problems making weight. Here's the thing, and this is what I kept saying. This was my whole point to everything. Teofimo Lopez is 23 years old, man. Brass tacks of it. The kid is 23 years old, and all of this issue and problem he's supposed to have making weight, I think people were blowing it out of proportion. You know, Jed Kyle said, I seen this earlier, both on point to make weight. Great news. Exactly, man. But it was never really a question, Jed, about Lomachenko. That was never really the question. Everyone, not everyone, but everyone that was talking about reasons that Teofimo was going to lose, so many people were concerned about his weight. And, I just stay consistent with the fact that the kid is 23 years old and it was only like 156, 157 pounds. And a lot of people kept talking about, him having all of these troubles in the weight. So I just didn't see the issue. I didn't really see the issue. I told people to calm down. It was too long before the fight. Now here we are, 2 weeks, just merely 2 weeks away from the fight, and Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko are both on point. Now, Teofimo Lopez 142. I didn't mean to put that up. Teofimo Lopez is 142.4. Lomachenko's 141.4. So at this point, everybody that was saying Teofimo was going to have problems making weight, if this is a problem, I don't know what they were seeing. Because at this point, 2 weeks away from the fight, he's a pound away from Lomachenko. It's a pound away. Sean Newton, what's up, Sean? That will be one of the excuses that he's used once Loma beats him. Not here, it won't. I'll tell you that right now. What's up, Jed?
How are you, brother? Good?
I'm feeling good, bro. How you doing?
Yeah, not bad. I'll just be on here for a little bit. It's late over here. It's nearly 12 o'clock, but I just thought I'd come on for a bit.
Oh wow, okay. It's early, so we about an 8 hour difference because it's
I
eight
had a big
o'clock in the
I
eight
had a big
o'clock.
day as well. Big day. It was real hot day here, so I've been all at the beach all day. So
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, it's cold here. I'm in Columbus, Ohio. Well, not really cold to me, but I'm pretty sure it'd be cold to you guys. It's 41
yeah,
degrees. So
yeah. I think with this weight thing, I think a lot of people were hoping they're just hoping Teofimo struggles to make weight. It's more like the Lomachenko fanboys. They're praying that he struggles. It's just wishful thinking. But
yeah.
it seems like he seems like he's on point. And like you said, he didn't have any problems with the Comey fight. That was his best performance. So far. So I think he's on track to be firing on all cylinders, and I can't wait for this fight, man. It's the fight of the year to me. It's a miniature super fight to me. This fight.
I think people forget that when fighters cut weight, they have issues anyway. Like it was not easy. It's not easy for any fighter to cut weight when they're leaving their natural weight. I mean, when Lomachenko was down to 126, he was cutting weight. You better believe he was cutting weight.
100%.
And
Yeah. Cool.
although he is, athletic and been in shape, it's still not easy cut the kind of weight these guys cut 3 months time, but it's these things that go around. Yeah, guys may have problems making weight, but you have to look at their performance in the ring. And if it doesn't affect their performance, just like you said, he didn't have any problem with Richard Coleman, and a lot of
Not at
people
all.
picked Coleman to knock him out.
There was a lot
I
of people.
was hearing this all around. Coleman is going to knock him out. Knock him out. Well, here we go again. They're accusing the kid of going to struggle making weight, and he's a pound away from Lomachenko, literally 1 pound away from Lomachenko 2 weeks, outside of the fight. Now, are they going to say he's going to struggle to cut 7 pounds 2 weeks out of the fight? Is that a struggle? You know
Definitely
what I
not.
mean? Definitely not
No,
a struggle.
that's sweet as. That's sweet. He's all good at the moment. That's both fighters are on point. They're in a great position to make weight. That's no problem for both fighters. They're sweet as.
That's how it is. Hard casual in the building. What's good with you, fam? Let me see who else we got in here. Of course, we got my man
Big up,
Sean.
diehard casual. Good fella. Big up to him.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. My man Romania, Mike out there in Vegas. What's up with you? Yeah, man, Sean's a beast. I'm always over there messing around on this channel. Y'all check out Sean with Boxing with Sean. My man Sean New be breaking it down, getting into all of these haters and these bullshit narratives. Sean be breaking it down, buddy. I'm trying to tell you. I agree with
Yep.
you 99% of what you say. Thank you. I know what the 1% is though, Mike. I know you think Lomachenko gonna beat my kid up, dog. I don't want nothing to stop this fight either, Die Hard, but I think this one pretty much set. This is a done deal because they don't have to depend on fans. Uh, Fights already scheduled, venues taken, already paid for. So I think this fight is pretty much on point.
Yeah, fingers crossed this goes ahead, but it looks all good at the moment. So it looks like we're about to see a big fight in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, probably the biggest fight this year, and
Definitely,
that's
100%.
because Frank Warren and those guys are talking about potentially pushing back that Deontay Wilder fight again. Um,
Fuck that fight anyway. I'm not even that interested in that fight. So I
I,
don't.
I swear that I said that, and everybody knows that I'm a Fury fan and all of that, but I'm just not like that fight. Just don't tickle my fancy, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, same here, bro. Same here, bro. I haven't got much time for it.
No, and I'm telling people now, like if there's a better sporting event on when that fight comes on, dude, I'm watching it. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you. UFC, like this Tank Davis card, Leo Santa Cruz, they were smart. They got rid of that date. They pushed it back a couple of days or whatever to not clash with the
Khabib Gaethje fight.
yeah, Khabib Gaethje. You know,
Yeah, I actually think Gaethje's going to upset Khabib in that fight. I think that's another upset coming in that fight.
you think Tank be upset?
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
you're
I
talking
think
about wait. You're talking about Gaethje and
Khabib. Yeah, I think Gaethje can upset Khabib in that fight.
oh yeah, for sure. I'm with you there because Justin Gaethje, people don't understand his wrestling ability, and
Exactly,
that
exactly.
that could be strength is his wrestling ability. Now, Justin Gaethje by no means I don't think is stronger than Khabib, or I wouldn't say that he out wrestles Khabib, but he's an excellent wrestler, so he can hold his own, and that's the big key there. That he can hold his own. That's all he has to do is be able to hold his own because Khabib gets guys down and then he just have their way with him. Well, you got
Well,
a guy like Justin Gaethje who can, control his positioning down there, get away, and then get back up and pound Khabib because Khabib's not gonna beat this dude on the hands. That's for sure. He's just not.
well, and Prime GSP, one of his main sparring partners for wrestling was Gaethje when Gaethje was wrestling in college. So that shows the level he's at. That GSP was wrestling with him. That was his main sparring partners for wrestling. So that puts the pedigree that he's at.
All right, exactly. And so it's just like I say, man. A lot of people underestimate a lot of these guys, not just Gaethje, but uh, this whole thing with Teofimo Lopez. I get it, you know, Lomachenko. Like I don't take away from what Lomachenko is or what he can do. I just believe that this kid has enough skill and the attributes to get the job done. That's basically how I look at it. It's not about uh, him being a better boxer than Lomachenko. To be honest, I don't even think there's a better boxer than Lomachenko in boxing. But just always being the better boxer is not going to win the day, man. Sometimes certain attributes and skills another fighter have can, counter that because Lomachenko's outside of his natural weight class. I mean, he's supposed to be down at 120, 130 where he's comfortable. 135 is out of his comfort zone, and that's me. Along with the skills that Teofimo does bring to the table, that's going to make the difference, man. This is not a Mikey Garcia versus an Errol Spence or some craziness like that. Where and technically, I don't think that that was honest. I just think that the people that wanted Spence to lose was saying that Mikey was so overskilled, but not one of those scenarios where this guy is so overskilled that it doesn't matter. He eliminates everything that this kid. I don't think that's the case. Now, a lot of Lomachenko fans do, and I can't blame them for that because the dude's a wizard in the ring. But I think the kid has more to offer than people giving him credit.
Yeah, I think he's all right for Lomachenko as well. I just think it's a bad matchup with the size, like you said, the youth, how hard he hits. I just got a feeling. I think this is a hurdle too hard for Lomachenko to cross. If he does, then he he's even better than I thought. But he's a great fighter. But I just think Lopez is got the style and the attributes to cause an upset.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I agree with that too, Sean. You said more people need to be hyping this free fight on ESPN up, shitting on things around it. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you got all of these nonsensical pay-per-views happening, and again, that card that the PBC threw on, uh, I do agree that it was a great card. It was a good card. I think every fight was good. Luis Nery, in my opinion, was somewhat disappointing because I thought he should have knocked Alameda out. But even still, that was a good fight as well. So I think that the
He
card in general was pay-per-view worthy, but just not the amount that they charged for it.
he fucked your bet up as well, Neary. I remember you saying he fucked up
Yeah,
your
he did,
accumulator.
man.
Yeah.
Luis Nery, because I picked him to take the kid out inside the distance. And when he went the distance, I was like, bro, are you kidding me, bro?
Oh
Like,
yeah, you would have been fucking fuck this. You would have been fucking fuck this gun, eh?
yeah,
Would
well,
have
I
been.
should have known because I there was actually plus odds on him to go the distance. It was plus odds on that, and I was thinking, damn, it's a plus on. I think it was like plus 225 or something, and I was like, man, I just think Nery's gonna knock him out. Then I was like, man, that plus 225 is good. So I should have taken the plus 225 or at least put it on another parlay that way, but I didn't. And I went for Neri to take him out inside the distance, and he just didn't get the job done. So,
He might have been off the juice for that fight, maybe as well.
well, it could be. I don't even, that could be because, look, this guy's having problems at 118. He was having problems making weight. When you miss weight or you lose belts on the scale on all of this type of stuff, then that's when you can consider a guy struggling or having problems to make weight, in my opinion. But if he makes weight every single fight, which Teofimo has done, then all of this talk about he's going to be struggling, that's just pure speculation because he's made weight every fight and he's looked impressive in the ring every fight. But still he's going to struggle to make weight. That just doesn't make sense to me. Romania Mike says, my opinion on this fight, I think Teal has power. He catches Loma. It will be a bad night. However, I think Loma, awesome footwork and experience, will show by a dominant performance. Yeah, I don't mind that assessment, Mike, because Showbiz did bet 10 grand on this fight. So basically, at 4 to 1, he's just letting Vegas hold on to 10,000 so he can collect 2,500. Okay, it's a smart bet, and I can't lie, it's a smart bet with everything Loma's shown us with a 396-1 uh amateur record. You got to think that this guy literally has the amount of fights as the old school guy. He has over 400 fights in total. And I don't care, yeah, amateur pros, I get it, but still he has over 400 fights because a lot of those guys back in the day that had 300 fights and all of that, they came out fighting pro. They didn't go through the amateur rings and do all of this nonsense. They came out and they fought pro. You know, some of them did, but a lot of them just came out and started slugging it out and fought pro and amassed 200 and something fights. Well, Lomachenko has over 400 fights. So I can't deny his experience. And when you get these prolific amateurs like that, people always say, well, how does that transition to the pros? Well, he already shown us how that transitions to the pros. It transitions perfectly. So when people make this assessment, like Mike just made, that's totally acceptable. That's a totally acceptable assessment. But when people start saying the silly shit like Lomachenko's gonna make the kid quit on the stool and all of that dumb shit, that's where I think that they're taking it overboard. That assessment that Mike gave, let me put that back up. That's a valid assessment there. But making the kid quit on the stool and all of this nonsense, come on, man. Who does he make quit on the stool at 135? No one. And I don't believe that any of these guys are as durable as this young Teofimo. So I don't want to hear this nonsense about making the kid quit on the stool and all of that. Great assessment, Mike. Uncle Pete, what's good with you?
Morning, morning.
Same
You
old,
hear me?
same old. Yeah, loud and clear, bro. Loud and clear.
Fuck,
So,
fuck you doing up so early talking about boxing, man?
because I went to bed real early last night, so I just jumped up this morning and I was reading some articles and I came across this one.
What
And
you
I
got?
just want to talk about it. So Lomachenko registered his 14-day pre-weigh-in at 141.4 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Lopez came in at 142.4 pounds, showing that there's forms of this important challenge. Okay, so my thing is, how many times have I sit up here and argue with people? Teofimo going to struggle to make weight. Teofimo going to struggle to make. Well, he's a pound away from Lomachenko, 2 weeks away from the fight. 6 or 7 pounds is nothing for either of those guys. Not a damn thing to make weight. But all you kept hearing, this kid who's never had problems on the scale, never did a Luis Nery, Tank Davis, or anything like that, is going to struggle making weight. So I just wanted to talk about that this morning because I don't see a struggle making weight right now.
What they're fighting at 35, right?
We're talking 6 pounds for Loma and 7 pounds for Teofimo in two
Well,
weeks.
I'm saying they're fighting at 35, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is 14 days, and I think they give them 10%. So my
Right.
my 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 instinct tells me that these 14-day weigh-ins, this is all about like health of the fighter type CYA activity. And these guys cut weight just to make this weigh in, if they even make it. I mean, if it's even legit, they cut this weight and then they go back to whatever they want to walk around at.
Well, yeah, but I don't believe that either of these guys are going to slack up at this point. I mean,
I,
it's
I
two
think they're
weeks
going to
away
do
from the
both. Yeah.
fight. I think that they're going to keep going. Of course, the consensus is that Teofimo is going to run back and start blowing up in weight and all of this. Pretty sure a lot of people are going to be saying that. But I think at this point, these guys are going to continue their journey to keep the weight down and keep exercising and everything. I'm giving Teofimo as much credit as Lomachenko. I don't think he's going to slide back and do this foolishness. Another thing about Teofimo is what are we talking about here? Bro? Like, he's no Adrian Broner, Tank Davis. Hell, even Shakur Stevenson had issues outside of the ring. Teofimo hasn't had none.
Right.
Not getting in trouble with the law, getting fat in between fights. But yet still we hearing the same stupidness that we hear about PBC fighters when it comes to Teofimo Lopez. Like damn, he's the only fighter over at top rank I think getting this heat. Most of that heat goes to PBC fighters. Now all of a sudden, a top ranked fighter, let's get this right. Teofimo Lopez, they just thrusting him over there with the PBC guys. Yeah, he's gonna fuck around and struggle and make weight and all of this. But wait a minute, where's all this coming from? Where's all this coming from? And I'll tell you where it's coming from. Lomachenko. That's where it's coming from. Now
Oh, Lomachenko.
Lomachenko, now he's fighting Lomachenko. He's automatically one of these PBC guys. He's gonna fuck around with weight and all of this dumb shit, right? He has never had problems making weight. That's all I keep hearing. Well, he's gonna struggle making weight. He's a big kid, and then they talk about he's a big kid, and then they don't assess that to what the size. When I say, well, the size, you know, uh, versus him and Lomachenko. See, then it doesn't matter. But then when it comes to struggling making weight, he's a big kid. Come on with this nonsense. Which way is it? Which way is it? You gonna struggle making weight, or the size don't fucking matter? Or it's both of them just to suit your damn Lomachenko narrative? Well, that's how I look at it. That's just how I look at it. I'm biased. What's up with you, fam?
What up? What up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, loud and clear. Loud and
All right.
clear.
Yeah, man. To be honest with you, man, I don't understand why people would assume this kid is gonna have trouble making weight. It really, man. Some of it sounds like they don't want the kid to make weight, so the fight doesn't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think it really comes from what Tio said about him wanting to move up. He already said, "Look, I'm gonna stay for this fight, but I'll move."
Yeah, you breaking up.
Uh, all right. He said, "Yeah." So can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah.
So I think it comes from when Tio said, "If I can't get the Lomachenko fight, I'm gonna end up moving up in weight." But since he got it, he said, I got a new dietitian, new nutritionist. I'm staying down here, and so I don't see what the problem is. The kid looks in
Right.
shape. You just said his weight, and that's on point to me. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So
I mean, he's a pound away from Loma, so if they're gonna keep that nonsense up, then they might as well start talking. Loma's gonna have a problem making weight too, which I know is silly. I'm just saying he's a pound away and he's 23 years old. Like, you know what I mean? He's not 30 years old like Errol Spence. He's 23 years old. Like kids do this stuff. They trash their bodies earlier, they learn later. And I'm not even saying he's trashing his body because he's got a nutritionist and he's a gym rat. Like he's not like Tank Davis or Broner or these guys over on the PBC. All of a sudden, like this is the narrative. Like he's one of those guys. But when has he ever been? Throughout his whole career, he's always been in the gym. Him and his dad fucking film and practicing and this, that, and the third. When has he become that guy? He has not become that guy until this Lomachenko fight. And I agree with you that because of what he said. But did anybody not expect him to move up? That was an expectation that he's going to be going to 140. So why all of a sudden is he
yeah,
this kid that's undisciplined and have problems making weight? That's just my thing.
yeah, but it wasn't like he said, "Hey, I'm struggling to make this weight." Nah, he said, "If I don't get this Lomachenko fight, I'm out." That's what he
Right.
said.
Right. And I don't have no problems with that. Not at all. Martin, brother Amos, what's up with you, fam? Hey, Boxing and Blunts. I'm a massive Lomo fan. Closer it gets, less confidence I am. Hey, bro, I don't blame you. Fair play to both of them taking the fight under circumstances. Yep. Yep. Nah, man. I mean, listen, Pete. I listen, I think that anybody that makes a comment like that is just being honest. Because they're
True.
starting to look into your film, maybe they're looking at some film, maybe they say, okay, maybe we underestimated this kid. And then the people that don't have any less confidence, like Romanian Mike, I don't have a problem with that because again, Lomachenko does what Lomachenko does in the ring. I just don't like when people take it overboard. He's gonna make this kid quit on the stool. Who has he done that to at 135? Like they're bringing that stuff that he does from 126 to and 130 up to 135. He's getting hit more. He's not retiring guys on the stool at 135. He's getting hit more. He was getting hit in the mid 20 percentile range. They were talking about him versus Floyd Mayweather, which back then I was saying was ridiculous because Lomachenko's not the defensive fighter Floyd Mayweather is. When Floyd Mayweather moved up in weight, what happened? He kept it going. He still wasn't getting hit. When Lomachenko moved up in weight, it went from the mid 25 percentile to over 41%, which means he's getting hit way more. That's
He's
16% more they landing on him. But
he's
he's
too
gonna make
aggressive.
Teofimo quit? Come on with that shit.
He's too, and he loves to punish his opponents, man. So he's not really that defensive at 135 because he has to break these guys down. So
Yeah, he has to do more. And also he has to watch what's coming back because that's another thing. I keep hearing about the Linares and the Salitos and bro, okay, these guys hit hard. Don't get me wrong, but I think that they hit hard where they were. They hit hard down there, and concerning Linares, he doesn't hit as hard as Teofimo. So we need to stop this. Jose Pedraza don't hit as hard as Teofimo. And even though Lomachenko scars or bruises up easy, the way his face looked means he was getting touched. That's just my point. He was getting touched by Pedraza. So he's going to get touched by Teofimo. I don't want to hear about these guys and how hard they hit. Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux, really? People talking about, well, Rigo hits hard. What the fuck? Rigo don't hit nowhere near as hard as Teofimo Lopez. And when people make that comparison, that's what I'm like, well, that's just nonsense to me. That's just nonsense to me. Iceman, what's up with you? Jay Kyle, that's what's up, fam. Appreciate you. Jeff in the building. Mike says Loma throws some really good body shots. I wonder how Teofimo will respond. Well, I think he will respond well, and I do say that Lomachenko does good body work. But here's something, Mike. Teofimo throws some good body shots. I wonder how Loma will respond because we've seen how he responded versus Luke Campbell when he took that body shot and was clearly hurt. And tell me if you think Luke Campbell hits as hard as Teofimo Lopez. So see, a lot of these questions that's thrown at Teofimo Lopez, let's turn it around and throw it at Lomachenko. Teofimo throws good body work. He hurt Magdaleno to the body. He fainted him to the body, and he came upstairs with the double left hook to knock him the fuck out. But it was because he hurt him to the body that he got him to drop those arms. So how will Lomachenko respond, Mike? My question to you, like Teofimo will respond. I'm not sure. You know, I don't think he's faced. Well, I know not at the pro level. He's faced a body puncher that's as technical, you know, with his punch placement as Lomachenko is. So that is a good question. But I want to reverse that question to you and ask you how will he respond? And I don't want to hear shit about no Rigondeaux or Salito because those body shots are going to be a different caliber for sure. Recoil, what's up? Luis Puente, what's good with you? Martin Ramos says they usually go up in weight the day of the fight. Yeah, he's going to rehydrate. We know that. And he's going to rehydrate bigger than Loma, pretty sure. The weight issue comes from Lopez, who said he was struggling to make weight, was moving up in 2020. Yeah, man, I hear that, Sean. I hear that. That's what Unbiased said. But
nah, but he never said he was struggling. He never said he was struggling. He just said, I'm moving up if I don't get the fight.
Right, exactly. And I mean, just the sense of when he was talking about that, I hear that. But my thing is, when has he struggled to make weight? If we're going to say the kid is going to struggle to make weight, you know, then point out when he struggled to make weight. That's my only question. He can say this. Fans always say, oh, well, these boxers lie all the time. These promoters lie all the time. But then we turn around and say, he said this. Spence said strap season. You know, this person says that. Okay, they always say shit. I know we don't believe all of the shit that come out of their mouth, but when we want to make a complaint or something, then we start believing everything they say. Everything they say is golden. Coco Tyler, MXBC, what's good with you, brother? He says, so the future is Teofimo versus Zepeda. That's a good fight. I mean, we have to see more. Teofimo got to get past this Lomachenko match, but I don't know. That'd be a pretty good fight. Because I will say this: you have to see first how Teofimo's power and skill set and size and all that transitions to 140. Because one thing Cepeda proved in this Baranchik fight is he can take a punch and he can get back up and cause some damage. It's not going to be a guy you just put down and then he's done with. Um,
Hey, he showed me that in the Ramirez fight. I mean, Ramirez was lacing him, hitting him with some shit, and he was eating it. So I knew
yeah,
he could take a punch. But Baranchek, you're right. Baranchek was landing some talent blows, dropped him, and he got up, man. So you're right about that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that remains to be seen. I'm not just going to thrust Teofimo. 140 is a good division, guys. And Teofimo, Devin Haney, they're coming up there for some real work. They're not coming up there with the Alfonso Santiagos and Abdulayevs and Edith Tatleys and Magdalenos and shit. They coming up there with some real work at 140. So these kids are definitely going to be proven when they hit 140. Both of them. That's for sure, man. They're going to have to put the work in because I could see either of these kids losing. It's going to be a war. Don't see it being easy for either guy. Yeah, me either, Jeff. Me either. He was hurt in the Linares fight and one-handed against Pedraza, to be fair. Yeah, man. Well, he's going to have two hands in this fight. So just like we're going to, people point out the excuses about Teofimo. This kid knocks Lomachenko out. Watch all the old excuses come out and all of this shit about Lomachenko. There's going to be excuses coming out. Fair, but Loma is more aggressive than Floyd, though. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's a fact. But he's less defensive than Floyd. So I feel you. I feel you. That's what Bias was saying too. Like he's an aggressive fighter. But that's why I was saying the comparison was silly, Monkey Kung Fu, because when they used to say that when Lomachenko was down at 126 and 130, that's the ideology that I was using. That's the logic I was using there. Like Loma's more aggressive, and so he breaks these guys down. He doesn't give them a chance to throw back or get their punches off. Plus, he has such good footwork. Where Floyd was a defensive fighter, so it was a different type of thing there. Um, so yeah, I agree with you. I do. Parts drunk. What's good, brother?
Mr. D. Jefferson, what's good?
What's up, dog? You heard the news? I'm pretty sure you read the articles at 142.4.
It sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Fight is on.
Fight is on, man. And I just had to jump up here because we had all these naysayers talking about a kid that never struggled to make weight is going to struggle to make weight. And I don't think at this point this looks like much of a struggle to me. You know what I mean?
I don't know where that narrative came from. I do not know where that narrative came from. During this whole year, if he gained anything, it was probably muscles because he was working out. It's not like if he gained weight and he's out of shape. He ain't no Javante Tank Davis.
No, that's what I was saying before you came on, Punch. Like he didn't. Uh, it was almost like they was thrusting him over on the PBC side with those guys. Like he's one of those guys now. And this was a top ranked fighter the whole time that never had an issue making weight, but all of a sudden he's a Luis Neri or a Tank Davis, you know what I mean, or an Errol Spence or some shit. Like he was never that guy. This kid, he might have got big in between fights, but Tank Davis had a belly. Errol Spence had fat cheeks, like a little 5-year-old. You never seen Teofimo get big like that. He got big, he was muscular. He never really, you know what I mean, blew up and got fat and lazy and out of shape. So just narratives, man. It's just narratives. Julio said good
I
morning.
got
Go
I
ahead,
got a
Punch.
couple questions for you.
All right.
I got a couple questions for you in the panel. So what do y'all think about Teofimo Lopez? How he's gonna deal with? I got two things that I'm probably gonna critique on Fimo with this Lomachenko fight. Is his output, because we already know that Lomachenko knows the point system like no other, and his defensive stand. He uses the Philly shell a lot, but it doesn't work pretty well versus southpaws, and he hasn't faced southpaws in his professional career. So how you think he's gonna neutralize that, or how he's gonna switch up?
Uh, that's a good question. You know, that's a good question. I don't. You talking Teofimo, right? How he's gonna switch up?
Yeah, yeah. How's he gonna
No,
switch up to?
that's
Well,
a
he
good
fought a
question.
southpaw. He
Listen,
fought one.
here's a
Yeah.
he can, but he's gonna have to be careful doing that because this is not like a Tatley or a Nakatani you doing that against. You switch up on Lomachenko and he knows what to do with that. So I think I'm not sure. When Teofimo switched up, I think Bias was on here the other day and we was talking about the was it Edis Tatley? I think it was Edis Tatley where he switched up, he stepped and knocked him out. If he switches on Lomachenko, it's gonna be something like that. But like just switching the stance or switch hitting to kind of try to control it. To me, that's getting too much into boxing chess match, which is what this kid don't
No,
want to do with Lomachenko. I don't
you
think
know
he
what I
want to do that. Go ahead,
you know what
Bias.
you know what I think he's gonna do? It's gonna be similar to like Nawaya Inoue or who else does it? Like even Shakur does it. Sometimes he'll switch in orthodox or like fighters switch here and there to land a shot. And
Yeah,
I
that's
think
what I mean.
he's gonna do it. I think he's definitely gonna do it to land a blow on Lomachenko. And to be honest with you, I think that's smart because
Yeah,
you're gonna
yeah, but
want
that's what I was saying.
you know
That's what
what?
I was. We agree.
Lom,
I'm biased. I
hold
was
on,
saying that.
real
Oh,
quick.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Lomachenko does it too.
Yeah, he
Lomachenko
does.
switched. He did it in the Pedraza fight. Lomachenko did. He switched orthodox and landed the uppercut on Pedraza. Like fighters naturally do that because, especially if you could do it, then you will. You know what I'm saying? So a fighter will do it, and I think Teofimo will in this fight.
All right, so Sean, stop that nonsense, fam. Now, Sean, you don't even usually get like this. Listen, he said that, and I was following him the whole time when he was training in the garage. Did you see that though? We seen how the kid was built. He was saying he was fat, but he was still muscular in shapes. Like Tank Davis, don't make me put the picture up with his belly sticking over his fucking waist. That was fat, Sean. When we seen Teofimo in the garage, he didn't look nothing like what any of us call fat. That's just a fighter that's used to being chiseled, calling themselves fat. But because he called himself fat, did you see him as being fat, Sean? Be honest about it. Because if you seen the garage training, which I was following him through all of that, did you seen his physique? And his physique was not that of being fat at no means. That's a boxer that's used to being chiseled and in shape, saying, man, I got to get this down. I'm fat. It's more or less like a figure of speech, metaphorically saying he was fat. But use your eyes in that situation. And by no means was he fat. Come on with that, bro. Boxing finesse was good. Nick Harmer, what's up with you? Sean, not you, Sean. IBT, what's up?
Yo, what's up? How you doing?
What's going on, man? So 142.4. That's what the discussion is.
Yeah, nah, man, he's gonna struggle so much. I mean, you know, Lomachenko's not gonna struggle, but they're within a pound of each other. So yeah, man, I don't get it. I think he's gonna be fine. He seems like a disciplined kid. He's big, but he's not that big, and he's not like a fat guy. You know what I mean? He's not a fat boy. So
All right.
yeah, I think he should be able to make weight. I think people are trying to do that are either trying to scare Teofimo fans or trying to, make an excuse ahead of time, which I don't think is necessary.
Nah. I don't think it's necessary. Look, the odds are that the kid doesn't win, so there's no need to start making pre-built-in excuses for Lomachenko. If any pre-built excuses coming, it should be on the Teofimo side. It ain't gonna come from me or
Yo,
Punch, but
but AD, I just want to say this: the left hook in this fight for Teo is gonna be one of the blows I think is gonna one of his best tools, man. And I've been saying this for a while that the
We
left
both
hook on
have.
the left hook on southpaws are deadly. We saw it when Baranchek was checking the shit out of Zapata with it. That's because when a southpaw overextends with their jab, you could come over the top with that left hook, and you could land it crispy. And if Teofimo lands that on Lomachenko, bruh, the fight, honestly, in my opinion, I think it's over. He checked Comey with that left hook, and he's not a southpaw. It's one of Teofimo's, honestly, one of his best punches. It's powerful, and if he checks Loma with it, I think the fight could be over.
Yeah, man. I mean, the thing with Teofimo is he's a good finisher. Day Rodriguez, what's up, fam? Um, he's a good finisher, and if he gets Lomachenko in trouble, then it's gonna be trouble. That's all I will say. Like if he gets him in trouble, it's gonna be trouble. Good morning, Glenn. I don't think, and I've said this before too. I don't think that it's gonna be like a one punch just wow, Lomachenko's out. I think that could be similar to Kone, right? Because we've seen Lomachenko get knocked down. It was a flash knockdown. He got back up. He did his thing. I think when Teofimo knocks him down, he's not getting up that easy. He's getting up on shaky legs. You know what I mean? When he gets knocked down by Teofimo. And then Teofimo's going to finish the job. See, when Linares knocked him down, he wasn't on shaky legs. It was a flash knockdown. He got back up, pushed his belt down, bit down on his gum shield, and went to work. He ain't gonna be able to do that from a Teofimo knockdown, especially if he hits him like Unbiased is talking about. It's not gonna be getting up. The ref is gonna get the full 8 count off. He's gonna wipe his gloves off, and Lomachenko's still gonna be looking crazy. That's what's gonna happen, dog. At least that's how I see
Yeah. So just to play devil's advocate, the difference here between Baranchik and Lomachenko is Zapata. Zapeta and Lomachenko. Zapeta was actually backing up in a straight line because Baranchik was just putting so much pressure forward. That's the type of guy he is. He's also a much bigger guy, a very physical guy, right? I
it.
do think Teofimo needs to be physical if he wants to win this fight. Like literally pushing him around with his body, his shoulders, use his whole body to move Lomachenko, anything to make him uncomfortable, to mess up his balance, right? But Lomachenko, the way he avoids those types of punches, he doesn't really back up in the line. He'll go in and go to your left or to your right, create an angle with it, right? Zapata didn't have the opportunity to do that because his guy was so much bigger and coming at him with more force. I don't know if Teofimo's going to be coming at him like that, but
Well, let me just ask you this quick question: is Teofimo much bigger than Lomachenko?
he's bigger.
Is he much bigger than Lomachenko?
Height and reach wise, not that much bigger, but like physically, he's a big guy.
Yeah. So, and if he just starts walking forward and pressuring Lomachenko, do you think like Lomachenko, even
But
if
he's
Lomachenko moves to the left and Teo checks him with that left hook, do you think the power of that left hook and the force of it is gonna, make Loma feel it?
certain. Yeah, yeah. I'm not saying
Yeah.
he won't. I'm just saying that for that example that you brought up, right? The reason it was seeing so much success is he would have his right hand out, his lead hand out, and he would go around the lead hand. I do think that'll work. However, this, Teofimo's not the kind of guy who's gonna like truck you. I haven't seen him truck anyone, just bulldoze anyone like that. He is a boxer. He's a counterpuncher. He's not a pressure fighter, right?
Well, he
Um,
has pressure. He has pressured people
he,
before
he
in
does
fights.
have pressure, but I'm saying that's not his primary thing. Baranchik is a pressure fighter, right? Zapata was backing up in a straight line. Lomachenko is probably going to be going down and to the left or down and to the right. It's not necessarily one and one. However, I do think he will catch him with some left hooks like that.
Well,
Difference is he has a little more tools because the
Well,
situations aren't quite the
I
same.
the point I was making though, I understand you about styles. The point I was making hook itself being deadly to southpaws because when southpaws over and stabs, the left hook is vengeful with some
yeah,
orthodox.
yeah, that's what I was
And
about to say too.
yeah,
Oh, go ahead, Unbiased. I thought you was done.
Yeah, so when, like, let's say if Lomachenko does, overextend with his jab, or because sometimes he does do that. I mean, that's how he does get caught or timed. And if that happens versus Tio, well, that could be the end of the fight.
Yeah, and Sean said Loma is moving to the left. We'll take that weapon away. But Sean, you missed it. Then I'm glad umpire said it again. He said a left, not a right. Oh, you say the right hand is dangerous down the middle. I also, well, this is something else I said about a middle shot. I think that Teofimo was a really good uppercut, and I think that that may come into play here in this fight as well. Um, but I think a right hand. I don't know. I have. I don't know how much I've seen him like with a straight right. Pretty sure the kid's got a good straight right, but I don't know how much I've seen him do a lot of damage with that shot.
He
I
ended
think
he, he ended
in the
Tone.
same principle uppercut. Go ahead, go ahead. Who unbiased? Was that you? Oh, I don't know. One of y'all
If
said
it's not,
something.
I'll ask a
Eddie Comey
question.
with that.
Oh, sorry, I'm biased. What?
I felt like it was more of a hook, but I get it though. But well, what's the question, IBT?
Oh, are you saying that this fight will kind of play out similarly to Rong Visai versus Chocolatito in the sense that Teofimo is claiming that Lomachenko's back foot game is just not on the same level as his front foot offensive game, and that despite his combination punching, footwork, and angles, that he'll basically be able to find a counter punch and pressure him with his greater physicality and punching power?
No, and I don't like. I hear people talking about this Teofimo statement. I'm gonna tell you something. Not with Teofimo, not with Tyson Fury, not with any of these guys do I ever put too much into what they come out in the media and say about another fighter game plan. To me, all of that shit is mental warfare because you can't give up but so much of what you're gonna attempt, especially to a guy like Lomachenko. I never really put a lot into these guys. Oh, well, Teofimo says this. So what the fuck, bro? Like, I don't know, man. People hear this shit and then they run with it. But to me, what fighter would give away his game plan, so to speak?
Fury
Like,
did versus
what?
Wilder in the
Yeah,
rematch.
yeah, yeah. Come on now, come
But
on.
we didn't believe it. We
This
didn't
is
believe it.
yeah, and nobody believed it, which
No,
was
but
mental.
that doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Yeah,
No, but
it
I
was a
repeat,
mental
what it
game.
means is it
You're
was
right.
mental warfare.
Canelo in the
Yeah,
Triple G rematch.
that's true
Hey,
too. We didn't believe that
IBT.
I
either.
don't know. I feel like sometimes there's some truth to it.
Yeah,
Right, it's a
well,
mental
I
game.
don't feel
It's a
like
mental game.
it's a mental game. I feel like it's more of a mental game than anything. Whether they mess around and do that, maybe the mental players they can't won't think we do it. I just think that it's a mental game. That's all I'm telling you. I don't put too much into what these fighters say concerning the fight because I think that it's mental warfare. Now you can make some rare cases because I guarantee you it will take you all day to get to 10. So you can make some rare cases where these guys said it and actually did that. But I can probably easily triple or quadruple the cases where they said that and came in totally different. And to me, it's just mental warfare. And I don't put a lot into it. I'm not going to assess a fight based on what a guy says. That's just to me.
I
I ain't
do
doing
agree with
that.
Sean. I do agree with Sean on the sense that, like I was saying earlier, he's on a Philly shell, so that left hook is not going to be, it's not going to come shoot out. I do agree with D. I've been saying it for a while, that uppercut. That's my money punch. I think that's gonna be that's the punch that's gonna be capitalizing on Lomachenko if we're gonna see Lomachenko getting hurt. But the left hook, I'm not sure because I feel like Teofimo Lopez on that Philly shell too long, and for a southpaw, it really doesn't work that much.
Well, it
Yeah.
worked with Jesse Magdalene,
Mac
whatever his last. So
Magdalene.
like
It's not
he
Jesse
landed
Magdaleno. It's another Magdaleno.
whatever Magdalene. You know exactly you know what I'm talking about. So
Yeah, man.
he landed a left hook a lot on him. He landed a left. That's his money punch. He lands that punch almost in every single fight, and he actually throws that punch very quick. It's like cat like. He landed it versus Nakatani very quick. So you actually, that's the punch he's most definitely going to land on Loma, if anything.
Uh fight Bud, what's good with you, fam? He said on the wake up salute. Appreciate that, bud. Um Chin Smoke just stepped in the building. What's up, Chin? I see you, bro. I missed some of you guys' comments, but yeah. I think I don't know, man. It's gonna be a good fight. I will say this though. Um Teofimo is the one in this fight that has the uphill climb, like for sure. I think people get it twisted when I say Teofimo is gonna knock him out. That's my prediction, man. It's not like I don't think it can happen the other way. I've said consistently that if the kid don't find a knockout by the eighth, and this is the thing, I don't think it's a gassing issue. I just think that Lomo's probably gonna be coming at him with too much, and he's not gonna be able to figure it out. If you can't figure out how to land good by the eighth round, then what's your chances of what you're gonna do for them last 4 rounds? I just feel like Lomachenko will start to take over because if anybody figures anyone out, it's gonna be Loma figuring this kid out. He's seen variations of Teofimo before. Maybe not an exact Teofimo, but he's definitely seen fighters like this kid before. Teofimo ain't seen nothing like Lomachenko, man. And Lomachenko's gonna come to the table with plan A, B, C, and D, and then probably E in the back. You know, but Teofimo, wow, he's gonna come. He's not gonna come with too many game plans that Lomachenko's not gonna be able to figure out. So um, that's just how I see the fight. I just think that he's gonna get the job done. And people, his body work. Montgomery Dingle, what's up with you? He says, what to do, Holmes? I don't know. I don't give two shits about what Mr. Shelton is saying. Uh, but you say whatever he's saying. No, I don't even know what he's saying, but it ain't true, dog. Don't even believe half of it. Don't even believe 99.9% of it. The only thing he's saying true is D Jefferson. That's really my name. Outside of that, fuck, I don't care what Mr. Shelton's talking about, dog. Teofimo has never missed weight, even in the amateurs. He's never missed weight. That kid's disciplined. Yep, exactly, bro. Exactly. That's just people hoping that this kid miss weight. Like Unbiased said, they hope he miss weight. They want him to miss weight. They want him to struggle with weight. They want it to be any problem with him sleeping Lomachenko in the seventh round.
Yo, but D, my thing is like when we're talking to, I
Exactly,
think
Sean.
when people are talking about Lomachenko, I think they're stuck in at Lomachenko at 130, 126, because at 135 he's been getting touched by everybody. You know, Pedraza, Linares, and Luke Campbell, and these guys. Teo has, in my opinion, Teo is more athletic. He has better timing. Um, I like the kid is gonna land on. He's gonna land on Lomachenko, bro. So I
Right.
don't know. People are acting like no, like Teo can't land on him. Like it's impossible for him to land. Like he's not gonna land a glove. Like he's a Matrix or something like that. Like I think we need to wake up a little bit.
I mean, I'm with you, fam. Like I don't. Again, I just asked all of the super duper Lomachenko fans. This my thing is this: what are the chances do you give Teofimo against Jorge Linares, Pedraza, Crolla, and Luke Campbell? Me personally, I think he beats all of them.
He bodies them. Are you kidding, bro? He knocks them the
That's
fuck
what I'm saying. I think he
out.
beats all of them. And so they're talking about that these are the guys that Lomachenko has fought at 135. And here's my logic on this. I firmly believe that Teofimo beats all of these guys. Hell, Tank Davis beat Pedraza. So come on. Like Teofimo beats these guys. And with that logic, the way I'm looking at it is he didn't retire any of them on the stool. All of them were able to land punches on him. One of them even dropped it. And so Teofimo on this no chance shit it just puzzles the hell out of me because I don't believe that a lot of these people that say Teofimo has no chance would bet any of their money on Crolla over Teofimo. Pedraza over Teofimo, Linares
Yo,
over. They wouldn't bet their money on that shit. But now they're just
D.
going to say that this kid has no chance versus Lomachenko. That's utterly ridiculous to me.
And we forgot that Linares dropped him. I completely forgot that. And you just brought that. Yeah, Linares dropped him too. Right? So
Right.
it's like, I think we got to wake up, bro. He's not the same at 130 that he is at 135. It's just a fact. Like, he's getting touched more. This kid hits like he's at 140, but he's at 135. So I think we need to really put it into perspective. Like, this is a really dangerous fight for Lomachenko.
Put Lomachenko in there with Josh Taylor. See? People won't be saying, well, Teofimo could get in there and fight with Josh Taylor. And if Josh Taylor wins, his dad already said the plan is for them to go challenge him before he moves on. Like, that's a fight that they want to take. Now, put that shit in perspective. This is a fight that the kid wants to take because it'll be amazing for him to go get 4 belts at 135 and turn right around and get 4 belts at 140. They want to challenge the winner of Ramirez and Josh Taylor. They want to challenge the winner of those fights. And just put that in perspective. Lomachenko versus Josh Taylor. Come on, bro. Even you Lomachenko fans ain't giving that to Loma. Ain't no fucking way. None of y'all gonna give that to Loma. Now, I think Josh Taylor is a certified dog, and that would be a terribly tough fight for Teofimo. I'm not even gonna lie. I love Teofimo to death, but bro, I gotta see what he do to Lomachenko before I even start contemplating Josh Taylor, because this dude's an animal, right? So I'm gonna be honest, but at the
That's what I
same time,
said.
yeah. But at the
I
same
think his
time,
preparation.
go ahead.
Oh, no, I was gonna say I think his preparations will give him the most confidence. His preparation, sparring with Porter, Ugas, and he's just
Right.
looking at Lomachenko. If I can hang with Porter's feints, I probably can hang with Lomachenko's feints. If I can hang with inside game with Ugas, I probably could work. I could work the inside game with Lomachenko. I think it's preparation that gives fighters the confidence. But that's the thing that us fans don't see is the preparation leading up to a fight like this, and not just this camp, but just over the years, the preparation and sparring these other fighters and things of that nature.
Sean Newton, again, only dropped once his whole career. Mikey got dropped by Rocky Martinez, but got dropped in his last fight. It's part of boxing. Yeah, he only got dropped, but it's who he got dropped by. Are you telling me, Sean, that you think Linares hits as hard as Teofimo? That's the thing. It's who he got dropped by. Okay? Riga Dow, I hear, not you, Sean, but you hear these Lomachenko fans talking about Riga Dow and Salido. You think either of those two little fuckers hit anywhere near as hard as Teofimo? No.
Nah,
Luke Campbell hurt Lomachenko. Do we think that Luke Campbell hits anywhere near as hard as Teofimo? No. So I know that he only been dropped once, but the facts are he been dropped. So you can say that. He has been dropped by a lesser puncher. Period. Like, that's the facts. He's
yo,
been
and,
dropped
and
by a lesser puncher.
and Sean, you got to stop saying that Pedraza gave Zepeda a good fight, bro. He did not. Zepeda straight up out him for
I
whole.
don't know,
Well,
man. That was a pretty good fight, though. I don't know.
nah,
I mean,
Zepeda,
I think that the Zepeda won unanimously, but I think Pedraza did put up a good
bro, he
fight.
outboxed Pedraza badly.
Yeah. I had Zepeda winning like 7 rounds.
Yeah,
I
that
had
was
him win
like,
in 8 rounds. I had him win in 8 rounds.
Well, there you go.
yeah. I mean, come on, bro. Like, he washed Pedraza like badly.
Man, Pedraza held his
You
own
know, you
versus.
know,
We just see what Zepeda did to Baranchik. I think Pedraza held his own against Zepeda. But I will say this.
Bro, you had him win in 8 rounds, bro. Come on,
I
man.
mean, that's not a wash to me. Like 10-2, some shit like that. I
it
mean,
was a 10-round fight, D.
oh, was it? Oh, damn, yeah, he washed him.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe
He
you
washed
forgot.
him. He
Yeah,
washed
I
him, bro.
mean, he was
You
beating his
know,
ass, but he held his own, bro. He held his own.
surprisingly enough, the person to beat Pedraza the best might have been Tank. He stopped him.
Oh, It was Tank. And not only did he stop him, he was planting shots on him. And this is what I say too
And he
about
won every round
Teofimo.
except maybe one.
I asked all of these Lomachenko lovers, who do you guys got, Teofimo or Tank? And it's been 100% Teofimo Lopez. 100%. Ain't none of these Lomachenko lovers told me that Tank Davis beats uh Teofimo. Only idiots like he knows his sports, which he says that Teofimo is not going to be able to handle Lomachenko, but Tank Davis will push him back and knock him out. So only idiots like that actually said Tank would beat Teofimo. But none of these people said all of these narratives about Lomachenko says that Tank beats Teofimo, and I agree with IBT. Who beat him more convincingly? Tank Davis. He beat the shit out of Pedraza. I was surprised. That's why I say Tank Davis's power is overrated because of how many clean power punches he took from Tank Davis. And if Tank Davis was this concussive knockout artist, no fucking way Pedraza would have took all of those hits from him. But he did, right? He did. And Lomachenko put Pedraza down on the knee. So let's question this. Tank Davis is this so-called concussive power puncher. But look at all of the shots he hit Pedraza with. Lomachenko put him on a knee too at 135, right? So, man, Tank Davis' power is overrated. It's overrated, bro. But he whooped Pedraza the best, in my opinion.
Pedraza knew, hey, I'm not messing with Teo. I'm going to 140 because Teofimo's team actually reached out to Pedraza for a fight. They turned it down.
Mm-hmm. Because he knew better. He knew what Teofimo would do to him. This dude knew what Teofimo would do to him. And I don't even know. Like, I'm biased. That's news to me. Like, I don't even know if Pedraza really turning down fights and shit like that. That dude fights. But he didn't fight this kid. There's a reason. He didn't fight this kid. Fish, what's up with you, fam? John Boxing in the building. Teofimo Lopez bought in Joey Gamache. Yep, that was a good move. Joey Gamache got Auto Vasyl ready for Fury. So we know Teofimo is looking to pressure Vasyl Lomachenko. We don't know that. But I think that, listen, to beat Lomachenko, he's going to have to apply pressure. He's going to have to apply some pressure to beat the dude. But I don't think he's going to come in there like a Baranchik. And I was getting ready to say something to you about that too, IBT. I heard what you were saying about Baranchik, but, bro, did you see how wide Baranchik was leaving himself open? And how sloppily he was throwing. Teofimo don't do that, man. He don't throw that sloppily and fucking leave himself wide open like that,
man. We have to consider both of these guys were dropped twice by the end of the second round, at least twice by this end of the second round, right? No, wait, Branchik only got dropped once, they paid it 3 times, but at this point, these guys are both taking big bombs. I'm not expecting necessarily technical prowess. I thought both of them looked very impressive. And even if you want to talk about his sloppiness, regardless of that, he's not the type of fighter to come forward. Teofimo Lopez is not the same type of physical fighter and come forward fighter as Branchik is. I understand what you're saying about, going around the southpaw lead hand with the left hook. But, yeah, I'm saying it might be a little different. It might be 50-50, not 100% comparison, because they've got different styles and they've got different ways of throwing those hooks and they've got different ways of moving as a southpaw and throwing, you know what I mean? So I understand what he's saying, but I don't know how available it'll be.
Yeah, the thing is, like, see, Teo comes forward, but he does it in spots, right? Like Floyd used to do that too. Floyd will come forward on you in spots, make you work. Then he picks it. He picks in spots like, all right, I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna counter punch. I'm gonna come forward. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. That's kind of what Teo does in spots. I'm not comparing him to Floyd, obviously. I'm just saying that's like he'll pick in spots where he wants to pressure you, and that's what he'll do.
Yeah, primarily, in my opinion, anyways, he's a counterpuncher. So
yeah, I agree.
I think his best moments are counterpunching. If he's not a counterpuncher, I think his best moments are counterpunching. You know what I mean? That's when he's most impressive, most technical. That's when his ring IQ shows. So yeah, I understand what you're saying perfectly. A perfect example of what you're talking about is Mayweather versus Cotto.
You know, another thing too, speaking on this counterpunching, because I keep hearing this narrative. Well, if that kid thinks he could just sit there in the Philly shell and wait for Lomachenko to come to him, he's got another thing coming. Okay. I'll tell you guys right now, he doesn't think that. But when we look at the style fighter Lomachenko is, he's going to come bring the fight to you. How much do he have to fucking wait? Because Lomachenko not going to sit there and play around with the kid. He's coming to him. He's going to break him down. He's going to have to break him down like he does any other fighter at 135. So just how much is he going to have to sit around and wait? He's not going to implement that dumbass game plan and just sit there in the Philly shell and wait for a counter, which is just stupid for people. I swear, but
Yeah.
That's
you
what
know,
that's the part that I've been trying to say, bro. Like when somebody's pressuring you like that, yeah, you got like even Floyd when somebody's pressuring him and he's in the Philly shell, Floyd is firing off shots. Like Teofimo, when somebody's pressuring Teo and he's in the Philly shell, he is firing off shots usually. Versus Nakatani, he was throwing like little left hooks. You know what I'm saying? And he was landing those left hooks. Nakatani, he was landing bombs on Nakatani. Nakatani has a beard on him.
a
Do
beard.
we know? Do we know Lomachenko has that beard?
I don't
I
know.
don't
The
know.
dude Hurricane Shooter over there in Japan was knocking motherfuckers out left and right. And he ain't knocked Nakatani out. Nakatani was eating his shots too. I was looking at that fight before Teofimo fought him. And that's what I'm saying. Like this dude, and again, people just sleep on Japanese fighters. I already made a couple of videos on that, but um, like I said, man, Nakatani had attributes that people talk about most difficulties in the fight with Nakatani, and I agree. He had difficulties in that fight with Nakatani, but it was a different reason, way different reason for why he'll have difficulties with Lomachenko. You can't just say, well, he had difficulties against Nakatani. Well, he had difficulties against Nakatani because he was 6 foot tall to begin with. Reach, height, and length, and power too, because he was at 70% knockout ratio prior to that Teofimo fight. He's down like 63 or something now, but he was a good puncher, was Nakatani. So he had these attributes that caused Teofimo the issues. The attributes that Lomachenko don't have. He's not the taller fighter. He's not the longer fighter. And I'm not going to assess his power versus Nakatani because I don't even know. If anything, I would give Lomachenko equal or more. But I'm just saying he had attributes that caused Teofimo problems that Lomachenko's not bringing to the table. Lomachenko's bringing skill set to the table that's going to cause him problems. We just can't compare the fights because this kid's dimensions. If Nakatani was Teofimo's height, Teofimo would have beat the living shit out of him. And that's a fact. I don't care what none of you guys
Right.
say. If that dude was
Well,
Teofimo's height,
D, we could say that about Lomachenko and all his opponents at 135 because if these guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, if Teofimo or Nakatani or any of these guys were the same size as Lomachenko, I think Lomachenko would body these guys. I feel like Luke Campbell only survived a full 12 because of his size and dimensions.
yeah, yeah.
Lomachenko was beating on him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Luke Campbell had success and was landing to the body and landed that uppercut and rocked him or whatever. But for majority of that fight, he was getting tagged up. Like if
Yeah, yeah.
Lomachenko, these guys were on the same playing field, I honestly think Lomachenko would win. That's my honest opinion.
Yeah, yeah, no. I can't lie. But I'm just saying, just the comparison that they make because he had issues with Nakatani. That was really where I was going with it. But no, I agree with that assessment. Lomachenko's the wizard, so P-boxing. What's up, man? Does a win over Teofimo catapult him to pound for pound spot? I don't see. Here's the thing with this pound for pound discussion with Crawford, Canelo, and Lomachenko. It's pretty much what they do next. They're gonna keep swapping, in my opinion. So if he beats Teofimo, and get that belt, I don't understand why it wouldn't catapult him to number one. And then it just depends on what Crawford or uh, Canelo does next. Now, I'll tell you this: he'll beat Teofimo. He catapults to number one. Terrence Crawford beating Kell Brook. He stays right the fuck where he is, if not go down. Like that ain't gonna cut it. That's not the fight that's gonna propel you any damn where. And Canelo fighting Yildirim, that ain't gonna cut it neither. So these two guys' next fights or potential fights, whether it be Josecito Lopez or Yildirim or whoever the hell, if their
But
fights are not valid, they don't. To me, it doesn't propel them back over Lomachenko, in my opinion.
so how is Lomachenko above Canelo right now?
I don't. I mean, on somebody's card, I guess I don't know. I don't know about it, but some people have him number one. But with P boxing, he said, "Will he catapult him?" So he doesn't have him number one. I don't have him number one. I got him number three. I got Crawford and Canelo over him at this point.
Yeah, because I'm saying Luke Campbell, Norris, and Pedraza versus
Whoa!
Canelo.
Don't forget Anthony, man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Carolla.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We
Uh,
can't leave Kroll out.
Yeah, bro.
ver-
To put some
yeah,
respect.
versus Canelo's Triple G, Kovalev,
Danny
um,
Jacobs.
Danny Jacobs.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, it's just crazy. But because all of the Canelo haters have asterisks on every goddamn fight. Remember he knows the sports that Danny Jacobs and Kovalev was paid to lose. And Kovalev was past it, and he robbed Triple G. It's all asterisk. So if you're gonna put asterisk on every fight, then I guess that's why they have logo. That's all. That's the only way I can.
Nah, bro. Errol Spence #1 pound for pound. Stop lying, D.
oh, we just gotta be haters then. That's so we gotta be
All right,
haters.
man. I don't
All
even
right.
think that boxing, dog. 'Cause you don't usually spell like that. Let me get that up out of here right quick.
It's not. Yeah, it's not.
No, it's not P. P is people don't have to like people. He respectful when he come over here. He don't do that dumb shit. So adios, whoever that is. What's good, Mom? Ma the machine, my brother. What's good with you, fam? Fish says, no matter in history. I don't know what that means. I'll probably miss something. Mars says facts and bias. Brown gone one. What's good with you, dog? Barker Raider in the building. What's up, Barker? Mr. Ace, Mr. DAZN. Johnny Boy said Lomachenko first and Usyk second. Well, I mean, they all top five, so I don't get into really. Yeah, I was just talking to Precise on BDA last night with this.
Why would you do that?
But I mean, he was on the panel, bro. I don't. Precise knows everything. Yeah, leave it up to him. But anyway, I was talking about these pound for pound lists, bro, and you gotta understand something. People have their own criteria. Like people will hear bring IQ's pound for pound list and be like, what? What the hell? But he has a criteria and what it takes for him to consider you pound for pound. Can't get mad at somebody because they have a certain pound. Now, if it's totally outlandish, like Gary Russell Jr. and Errol Spence being in the top five, okay, then we can discuss this. If it's something like Fanon and BFTB, then we can have this discussion. But you have five guys that's in the top five, right? And you shuffle them around 1 to 5. If they're legitimately in the top five, I just can't have too much argument with it unless I know what someone's criteria is. Just sound like he out on a walkabout in Australia. But what's up, Jed? I just put you on mute, fam. Just come off mute when you talk, cause sound like you out in the wilderness enjoying life. Brown Gone One says Precise is an idiot. Ring IQ smoked him on BD8. Yeah, I don't even that dude, man. I'm not gonna sit here and bash him or talk shit about him. I'm just
Well, let
gonna
me
say,
do it for you. Let me do it
hold
for
on,
you,
hold
bro.
on, hold on. I'll let you go. I just want to say this and then I'll let you take off. I just think the dude feels that he knows more than he does. And I'll leave it at that because I said something and I generally back up what I say with some type of reason. And then he makes a video out ranting and trashing me because of what I said. I just don't get it. But go ahead, unbiased. Do your thing.
Yeah, listen, man. Look, honestly, from what I've heard of Precise, man, he has an agenda. I'll just leave it as that. It's clear. You know what I mean? I think I listened to a little bit of you guys debate, like a couple of seconds. I turned it off. There's
Right.
one point where he was telling you, "Oh, you can't go off of what fans say and blah blah blah."
Right.
But
Yeah. I was like,
you
bro, what are
gotta.
you talking about?
But to be honest with you, uh, a lot of live streams that I've saw of BDA have been going at a bunch of Jamal Charlo fans, Wilder fans, Tank fans, this fans, that fan. So that opinion didn't make too much sense to me. So I didn't really understand that logic really, right? Because you are basing your points off of what you hear, and you had some points, and you were backing it up from what your experience was, right,
Right.
with Triple G fans and with the nonsense that they said, and the reason why you think he gets hate. You even went by his resume, which I don't think is that great either. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because let's be real, it is the era he was in wasn't that good. If we're just being honest with ourselves, there's no reason to lie about it. But he's a good fighter as well. On top of that, I do think he gets hate, but some of it is warranted as well too.
I mean,
But
when you get to the point where you pumping up Murray was my thing. Like, okay, so when we go back and we look and we start pumping up Murray, I mean, okay, the guy was tough. I mean, but dude, come on. If this is the
Martin
guy we
Morley,
gotta pump up, like, come on with that, bro. That's all I was saying. Is like, and then I even went as far as to say is that I think at both end of the spectrums that fans are wrong with Triple G. They criticize him way too much, but then on the other end of the spectrum, he gets a little bit too much praise. That's all I was saying. All of a
I
sudden,
agree.
I'm like the fucking attack on the GGG defense. What the fuck did I say wrong in that statement? It's too far on both ends of the spectrum. That's what I started my argument off with, and then he goes off on this fucking hiatus about this, that, and the third. I'm like, yo, bro, whatever, man.
And I agree. I feel like he does get a lot of hate, right? And I mean, some of it's warranted, but he did do good in his career. Like he fought who he could, but him saying, "Hey, I'll fight guys from 175 all the way down to blah blah blah," and then when
All
guys
right,
call you out, and then you kind of duck that smoke, you do look weak, in my
all
opinion.
right. And then, Bias, you was on that live when we was talking about GGG, and I was defending him against that idiot. I can't even remember who it is that's saying no way he makes the Hall of Fame. And I'm like, bro, are you stupid? This dude is definitely gonna make the Hall of Fame. So that's what I'm saying. Like he gets too much criticism sometimes, and then so you'll hear me on the defense, and I bet you Precise and nobody else will have anything to say when I'm sitting here on the defense of the extra criticism that he doesn't deserve. But then when I say something about too much praise, now I'm the fucking bullseye. Like, come on, bro. You can. If I can admit he gets too much criticism, why can't you admit that sometimes he gets too much praise? That's the only thing. Like, why can't you admit that? I let these idiots out here say shit about him, and I don't go for that. But when we sit here and start talking about he would beat the shit out of Hagler and all of that, and then he actually sat up there and said, "Well, I believe I would pick Triple D over Hagler," but I'm an
Come
idiot.
on,
But
bro.
I'm an idiot though. Like, come on, fam. Like, come the fuck on with this shit. We talking about two guys who basically lived at that weight class because Hagler did it too. But who lived better? Hagler, easy.
Come on, man. I mean, like, come
Hagler,
on.
easy.
Like
And
that's
then
you
you
can't
sit up
even.
there and say that you would pick Triple G in that fight. I know it's a fantasy matchup, and we really can't tell unless we've seen these two guys. But just for you to sit up here and say that you picked DDD in that fight, and everybody else is an idiot, to me that says it all. That just says it all. You know.
Yeah, he's Precise is an idiot. He's stupid, bro.
Well, I
Like,
mean,
come on.
I ain't calling him no idiot,
No,
but
but
I'm
I
hearing him
am.
call
I'll
me
do it.
and,
Yeah,
and
he's
and
stupid.
a bunch of other names on his damn rant video, which I thought was kind of funny, bro. I really thought the shit was funny. I had no problem with the damn video. He said
I
some
mean,
funny
Hagler
shit.
fought all-time greats. Like Hagler fought all-time greats. So Sean Newton, that's the answer. Did Hagler do better? He fought all-time. So that would be the answer to that. Yeah.
And this
IBT,
where
what's your
this is
response
where
to
we
that?
lead. Hold on, IBT, before you go. This is where I'm saying we lead into the too much praise. Because I think like when we just sit there and put him over Hagler, like he would beat Hagler. Damn, we're not even gonna have a discussion about this. You guys are that's too much praise to me because what the fuck has he done in his career? These are two guys that's gonna go in the Hall of Fame, no doubt. Because I agree that GGG will go there. So these are two guys that will go into the Hall of Fame that lived at I don't know that lived at middleweight, right? And we look at these guys' career and the opponents they fought, and we honestly just gonna say GGG beats Hagler and not even fucking have the discussion. Like, man, I don't. Me personally, Sean, I don't think it's a conversation. I would pick Hagler 10 out of 10 fights. That's just my
Bro,
personal.
his thing is, or hold on. He's saying that they weren't all-time greats then, but the only all-time great that Triple G fought that we could actually probably consider right now would be Canelo.
Right.
And he had a draw, and then he lost.
Yeah, and then Sean,
Okay.
to say they weren't all-time greats then, that actually helps my point, in my opinion, because you can say that they weren't all-time greats then, but this is the caliber fighter that he was fighting, one that was going to eventually be an all-time great. So that only helps my point. Do we fucking think Murray, who they were praising and pushing up on, fucking, do we think Murray's going to go down as a Hall of Famer or all-time great? Hell no. Do we think Steve Rose is going to go down as an all-time great? Hell no. Not even Daniel Jacobs, who's considered a better fighter in this era, will not go down as an all-time great. So no, he wasn't. They weren't all-time greats, but that was the fighters that they were going to be all-time greats. So you give me outside of Canelo, which he did not beat. Okay, buy the cards in the first fight, whatever, man. A lot of fighters got gifts. He didn't beat him. He definitely got beat in that second fight. So yeah, he should be a world champion, but he got robbed. Is he
Yo,
going to go down as an all-time great? Even with the Sergio win, would he go down as an all-time great? Give him the fucking title and tell me, would he go down as an ATG, even if he got the Sergio win? This is the
yo,
type of shit I don't want to hear, though. Like, that's too much praise, fam. And this is what I was saying yesterday. We're going to talk about Murray. This is the
this is
guy.
pathetic.
This is the
This is
catalyst.
pathetic, bro. This is pathetic, bro. Like, we're talking about Rand, Leonard, and you bringing up Murray.
I don't know, man. Like to me, this is what I'm saying, bro. This is where the disconnect comes with the GGG thing.
Yo,
And
I can't do it, bro. Man,
I
yo,
mean,
IBT, man, can you make some sense of this?
Yeah, bro, you guys are disrespecting Murray. He's on the same level as Tommy Hearns. Facts.
well, IBT, I want your honest opinion on who you would pick in a fight, fantasy
Marvin
matchup.
Hagler.
Okay, there it is.
But I think it'd be a good fight. Like just because his resume doesn't have the same quality as Hagler, I don't think he'd be uncompetitive. I think it'd be a really good fight. However, I do think Hagler would win.
This is okay. Look, let me put
Just
it
judging by the second Canelo fight, right?
right.
Obviously, I don't think Hagler had the same level of defense as Canelo, but
No,
still, I think just that kind of forward
he had the
aggression.
same kind of chin he did. I tell you that. But look,
Yeah, yeah.
let's check this out, though, Sean. I just want to ask you this. Now, we've seen the Reverend Chinkle, which we hadn't seen in prior opponents, have success to the body with Gennady Golovkin. We seen that. What the
Yeah.
fuck was Marvin Hagler's nickname? Somebody please tell me what was his nickname. Was it the
The
body
body
snatcher?
snatcher.
Was it the
Yeah.
body snatcher for a fucking reason? Man, what are we talking about here? We're talking about an all-time great himself who fought all-time greats versus a potential Hall of Famer. This is what we're talking about.
Look, he's talking about
And
Sugar Ray Leonard
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
A
go ahead, go ahead.
career welterweight. I really, 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 really hate these types of comments that go, man, Sugar Ray Leonard, he's cool and all, but he lost to a lightweight in Duran, or Hagler had a competitive fight with a lightweight. It's like calling these guys a lightweight, a welterweight. It is so disingenuous, in my opinion. I think that completely discredits their entire body of work, that discredits the type of fighter they are, that discredits the type of fights that they had put on. Calling Duran a lightweight or calling Leonard a lightweight is really funny, because I could also say not only is he a lightweight, right, but he's a super middleweight champion, right? Right, you could say he's a light
Yeah.
heavyweight champion, but you don't want to say that. You don't want to mention the part how he's a light heavyweight champion or a super middleweight champion or a middleweight champ. You don't want to mention any of those things. You just want to go down to the very low. Say that's like saying Oscar, who was a middleweight champion, got knocked out by a flyweight. Does that
Right,
tell the whole story? Does that really tell the whole story? Just calling him a flyweight? Not at all.
right. Or what about the fact that Monkey Kung Fu, appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you coming through. What about the fact that I was just sitting here on BDA last night and I was listening to some of these guys pump up how good Kell Brook did versus DGG. Well, prior to the knockout, Kell Brook did this, Kell Brook did that. Now, wasn't Kell Brook the guy coming up from 147? Right? And he seemed to find this so-called success, which I didn't agree with it. I think GGG was busting his ass up, but okay, if you guys gonna give him credit for success, but then tear down a guy like Sugar Ray Leonard, another ATG. Like, come on, guys. Like, listen, when we talk about guys jumping two weight classes, Mikey Garcia jumping two weight classes to fight Errol Spence, we seen what happened. Gary Russell talking that nonsense with Devin Haney, which they thought wiser of and backed out of that fight. We know what was going to happen. But then when we talk about the greats, the all-time greats like Floyd's and the Margarito Pacquiao and the Sugar Ray Leonard jumping two weight classes. This is why they could jump two weight classes and win, because they were fucking all-time greats. But in the same sense, we can't sit there and say this all-time great that proved himself to be an all-time great and jump two weight classes and beating Marvin Hagler now diminish him because he was a career welterweight. Like, how much sense does that shit make, man?
And he moved up
That
and
makes
won
them
belts.
all-time great. They jump and do the impossible. They
He
jump
also
and do what
Hey,
people
but
can't.
G,
Go ahead, Vice.
he also moved up and won more belts too. So it's not just beating Hagler. He moved up after beating Hagler and won more belts. So Martin
Which is
Murray
why he
can't
was
do
an
shit.
all-time great.
Martin Murray can't do shit like that, right? That's
Man, Mark
what I'm
Murray
trying to
goes up
say.
to 175 and gets fucking knocked, slammed the fuck out. Could you
Like,
see him going up and fighting a Kovalev? Could you see Murray getting in there with Kovalev? He would
hell
have got
no.
beaten the shit out of, fam. He would have got clearly
Man.
beaten the shit out. That's why I say you could give him the goddamn belt with Sergio. Is he an all-time great? Even if you give him the belt, because that's what they want to run to. Well, he got robbed by Sergio. Okay, give him that fucking title. That makes him an all-time great? Hell no. Hell to the no, no, no.
Yeah, but bringing up the fact that these guys were smaller coming up in weight, but then when we bring up Kell Brook coming up in weight, we bring up the fact Canelo came up in weight, which is Triple G's best opponent. He came up in weight, right? Right? And what did he do? He had a draw, and then he lost.
Bro,
All
Canelo's
right.
a welterweight, man.
Oh, you know what? I'm glad you just stepped in the house. I'm glad you just stepped in the house because this is divine intervention on bias. This is wrong link. Okay, well I'll put the right link in. This is divine intervention on bias. He said D hates Triple G. Hey, you guys remember before we he stepped in here? I said I can't even remember which idiot I was defending GGG over this. It was this idiot right here. It was the same idiot that claims I hate GGG that I had to get him straight on the fact that he was criticizing the dude too much. It was this remarkable idiot that just put this comment in here. El Jefe, you idiot. He was the one. He was the one. That's so ironic that you would put that. Yeah, you can't do nothing but laugh. Because you was the fucking one, dog. You
I'm
idiot.
laughing.
This nigga crazy as shit, bro. I just said this before you came in here, El Jefe, with your foolery. I couldn't remember who the idiot was that I was defending GGG. And lo and behold, you just sparked my goddamn memory with your dumbass comment. You idiot. That's
However,
fucking priceless, dog. That is priceless. Man. Anyway, so yeah, bro, I don't hate GGG. I actually, like I said, I think the dude's going to go down as a Hall of Famer. I think he had an outstanding career, especially comparable to these fools like Andre and Charlo and all of this dumb shit they doing. He's had a fantastic career. You know what I mean? So it's not the hate. It's just I'm not going to tolerate overpraising GGG when we slam people like Floyd fucking Mayweather. Come on with that shit, bro. Y'all see him pick apart every goddamn fight Floyd Mayweather did, but y'all super praise a GGG. That's the nonsense I'm not going to deal with, fam. I'm not. Get out of
That
here
don't
with
make no sense. That doesn't make any sense, bro.
it. And every fucking body that I hear, damn near, praise GGG shits on Floyd Mayweather. Every fucking one of them down there. They shit on Floyd. But they sit there and hold this dude up on a goddamn pedestal. Like, come on, man. That makes no sense to me. Boxing Monster in the building. What's up? What's up with you? So 142.4. That's why I want to make sure all of you guys know, because a lot of people done stepped into the house. I started this live off talking about all of the people out here who said this kid's going to struggle to make weight. 7 pounds away with 2 weeks to go. These fighters can lose 7 pounds in 3 days, dude. Like literally, they can't. Hit the scales, rehydrate. 3, 4 days, all they need to lose 7 pounds. Pretty sure everybody knows that. They hit the road, they jog 5 miles and such, wrap themselves up, sit in the sauna. It can be done. Really easy. I mean, well, it's tough to do, but still, they can get it done, especially at 23 years old. So for all of you guys that say he's going to struggle to make weight when he never did in his career, as my man IBFP Boxing News says, go smack yourself. Because he ain't going to struggle to make a damn thing. He's going to come in there fresh. And Teofimo Lopez is going to knock Lomachenko out in the 7th round. They're right, Gamer Boy. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to Gamer Boy. Teo by KO. You heard the man. Oh, let me put the right link in the chat. Thanks for coming through, Unbiased. Thanks for coming through, fam. Let me get the right link in here. So, Joseph Parker, Tony Fa has been, the deal has been agreed upon. They're gonna have a fight, I think, in November. What you guys think about that fight, Joseph Parker and Tony Fa? What you think, Uncle Pete?
About what?
Oh, well, you've been gone for a minute. Joseph Parker and Tony Fa.
Joseph Parker.
Yeah, he's gonna fight Tony Fa.
How old is Joe Parker?
I don't know how old is Joe Parker, IBG.
I think he's 27. 27 or 28. He might be 28 at this point.
Yeah. Me personally, I think Parker wins that. I'm not convinced that Tony Fa. Junior Fa.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Junior Fa, he's a decent boxer. I'm not saying like he's a bum or anything, like a taxi driver or tomato can or whatever the names is these guys call these low-level fighters. I think he's a decent fighter, but I don't I don't think he has enough for Joseph Parker. I don't think he has enough for Joseph Parker at all. I would like to see Tony Yoka versus Parker. That would be pretty.
Yeah, I don't think Yoka takes that fight at this point. I think the Duapas fight was the right kind of fight. Did you guys see on BoxRec that the fight actually hasn't been put down on Yoka's record? Apparently, there's some issues with the commission. Maybe it wasn't sanctioned.
Yeah. And what's Floyd got to do with the Hagler discussion? It wasn't nothing to do with Hagler. It was about GGG, Sean. People freaking, a lot of the same people that super promotes GGG, they dump on Floyd Mayweather. That's what that was.
I do that.
Lopez, what you say?
I do
Pete?
that. I
Yeah.
do that.
Well, don't worry, Pete.
I really do.
You're not uncommon. At least you can know that you're not uncommon, fam. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, and you just add validity to what I'm saying. I'm not really looking at anyone. I'm just saying a lot of people that I hear super support GGG, they dump on Floyd Mayweather. And to me, it's just like, dude, look at the freaking Mark was just up here talking about this. All of the champions that Floyd Mayweather beat. Literally no boxer in history has beaten more champions than him. Nobody. Well, we dump on Floyd and superimpose GGG and use Murray as a catalyst? Yeah, come on, bro. This is just, I don't know,
D.
man.
In the four bell era, right? In the four bell era, how many former, current, or future world champions has Triple G beaten?
I don't know. You will have to tell me.
He's
But I
beaten
know
5.
5. Wow.
All right. Do you want to know how many wins against top 10 guys he's got?
How many?
11.
11.
Not bad at all. Let me say, not bad at all. But if you're gonna be comparing him to Floyd, those numbers are. I don't think it's fair to compare him to Floyd. If you want to compare him to Hagler, Hagler's beaten one more champion in a two-bell era, and he has over twice as many wins against top 10 guys. So.
And he has Hall of Famers on his resume
And he's got Hall of Fame wins.
that he beat, not fought, that he beat. Because when you start talking about beat and fought, he really dwarfs GGG. GGG only has one, which is Canelo, and he didn't beat him. So you fight 2 fights with a Hall of Famer, both the same guy. Now, if we go with Hagler and how many he's fought and how many he's beaten, the numbers are not even freaking close. Like nowhere even close.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Says Gamer Boy says Lopez been studying Loma his whole career. He's gonna knock him out. That's something that I say too. Like the dude, him and Devin Haney. Devin Haney, this is why people gotta understand Devin Haney, these two were really when they came in that video together, even Devin Haney said, no, he's not crazy. We both agree on that. They both seen it in Loma, and they both been looking at this guy, studying this guy, and it was almost like a race to Lomachenko. No, Devin Haney was trying to get him too. It was almost a race to Lomachenko because both young fighters felt, look, I can beat this guy, and I know why, right? Devin Haney and Teofimo see the same thing in Loma, which I don't have a clue what that is because offensively, I don't see any flaws in this dude. So I don't, but they're fighters. They have their technique. They know what they can do to a certain fighter. So they see something in Loma that, the average eye doesn't see. And I'm not the average eye, but I don't box and I'm not in the gym like, you know, uh, I don't see flaws. I don't see like too many exposable flaws in Lomachenko's game. I really don't. So I don't know what they see. But the point is that both of these kids feel confident that they could beat Lomachenko, and it was a race to him. You know, I think they kind of jerked Suleiman and the WBC. I gotta be honest, they jerked Devin Haney out of his chance because he should have had that chance. They really jerked him out of his chance to get that Lomachenko fight. So, um, what it is. Robert Easter versus Cepeda next. Man, yeah, right. You serious? He'll beat the hell out of Robert Easter.
Yeah, that'd be a poor fight to make in terms of from the perspective of Easter's camp. I don't think that'd be a good idea.
He could go the distance though. I think Robert Easter can move away and go the distance with Cepeda.
Sure, but like, what's the point of doing that?
Right, right. He'll be on his bicycle the whole fight. That's for sure. I think he'll be on his bicycle the whole. Who do you think? Who do you guys think hits harder, Robert Easter or I mean not Robert Easter, Jose Cepeda or Mikey Garcia?
Um, not not sure.
Not much of a difference, I think. Mikey got he got a little wallop on him. I don't know
Yeah,
if it's
Mikey's got good pops. Zepeda does too.
right. I don't think it's much of a difference. But my point was that uh, Robert Easter was hanging in there with Mikey Garcia. So I think it's just possible that he could take him the distance. He could take Zepeda the distance.
I think he should get dropped.
Yeah. He got dropped.
No, I'm saying, yeah, he got dropped. True. I'm just saying I think he would get dropped by Zepeda.
Oh yeah. I could see that happen. I was just saying that I think that he could weather the storm. You know what I mean? He get dropped, he get back up, get his faculties in order, get on his bicycle, survive that round, and then come back out next round and do this thing. I don't think it's like Robert East is not going to come in there swinging for the fences like Baranchik. You know what I mean? It's going to be more calculated. Pump the jab, try to stay away. And Jose Cepeda has a tendency to lunge, which may not be good for a guy like Robert East because he's more of a technical fighter than what we've seen. But Jose Cepeda is not like he just did it with Baranchik. He's done it in his past 4 fights. He's got this tendency to lunge, and that kind of plays into a fighter like Robert East. Not saying it's enough for him to win, but I still think that Jose Cepeda is powerful. He's got enough time. I think he'll win the fight, but he could allow Robert Eason to score points and get off on him the way he's not the most technical puncher, Jose. So I could just see it, being one of those fights. Of course, I would still pick to win by far. Would say, Sean, how often do you? Man, cut that out. Sean ain't like that. Would
Yeah. Don't. Yeah.
I didn't even. I putting up the comments. I put Sean ain't like that. Wood, cut that out, man. Sean Newton, Wood, you need to listen. If you think Sean is like that, Wood, I'm gonna tell you this. You need to listen more to his channel because I don't think you listen enough. He don't do nothing but flip the bullshit. This is what I like about Sean. He has the knack to flip these bullshit narratives back on the people that's pushing. And basically, if you can say this and you can put this narrative out there, then you can apply it to your fighter. And it works. That's what makes what Sean do so great. So if you take that as racism or being prejudiced, then you have to charge the person that he's going after because they're clearly showing prejudice. That's what Sean does. That's exactly what he does. So if you're going to try to say that he's prejudiced, then go listen to the video because all he's doing is throwing these prejudiced bullshit narratives back on the guys, and he's using their guys as catalysts. Like he's saying, okay, if you're going to apply that knowledge, then you're a racist or you're prejudiced. That's what he does. So if you're only listening to one side of it, if you go and click on this video and jump to the middle per se or something like that, or just skip through it, and you're only listening to what he's saying about the fighters you don't like and not listening to the whole concept of what he's talking about, then you might think that he's prejudiced, but he's not. So, whatever, man. But we'll chill with that, bro, because I don't even like all of that racial talk in here. And like you've been following me since day one, dog. But that's one of my rules over here. Like I ain't never really putting you on that wood. Well, I want you to chill with that, bro. 'Cause, like, I'm kicking people out of here. We've been having too much problem with this racism shit. Not only that, you mischaracterizing Sean Newton, and I'm going to back him. So I don't want nobody in here calling him no racist or no dumb shit like that. So just chill with that. Man. Chill with that before I put you on timeout.
Um, yeah. So D, unfortunately, I do gotta go, but thanks for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, I'm getting
And
ready to end it, man. I just wanted to talk shit about my boy Teofimo. So give me some closing thoughts before you take off. I know you got class and such.
yeah. Thanks for having me on. I don't think Teofimo is gonna struggle to make weight. I think he's doing good. It's gonna be a good fight. Can't wait to see it. And peace.
Peace out, bro. Appreciate you coming through. Uncle Pete, you've been kind of quiet, so at least
Gee,
you
you
can
know
talk
what?
for the closing thoughts, fam. I know
You know
you're
what?
working, dog.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Exactly. These
Yeah.
motherfuckers, man. They wait till I fucking want to talk boxing to come in here and bother me in my office. That's the problem. So I got a mute button on my microphone that doesn't show up on your screen. It doesn't show up on StreamYard. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So I've been on mute for most of the time because these motherfuckers keep calling me and coming to my office. But I've been listening to all you guys have been saying, and I was also listening last night. There was too many people for me to get on there. I didn't want to jump in with 50 fucking people on the panel, but
Yeah, it was crazy.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. Um, the difference between boxing and other sports, because I follow football pretty fucking close, and I follow even baseball playoff time pretty close. I don't follow the NBA so close, but you can talk all the shit you want, and then eventually you're gonna get your answer later on in the season. You know, I mean, you could do all your analysis, and you could basically give your opinion on a fight or a game, a matchup, and you're going to get your answer one way or the other within like 20 weeks. You know, but
Facts.
that doesn't happen in boxing. So I'm just calling your attention to that because you know you can go on and on forever about forget about all time greats, all time matchups. That's impossible. But even the pound for pound list, you know what I mean? If these two teams are never going to fucking match up, you wouldn't argue so heavily about it, you know, or you wouldn't take it you wouldn't put so much into it. That's all. That was only my observations from last night, D. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, no, I agree. And that's what I was saying. Like, we'll never see these guys fight. So you never really can tell. It's
Even
not like
even current guys, you might not never see them fight, you know, for all kind
right.
of reasons. But like, you know, damn well, you know, you're gonna see you're going to see two teams in the same division twice that year, and then if they make the playoffs, you're definitely going to see them matched up. It's going to happen. So
Right.
You can get a little deeper with football or basketball than you can with boxing because it's a lot of what ifs in boxing. You know, even with current fighters, not no guarantee.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm with you. Yeah.
Just keep it in mind. You know, that's all.
No doubt. Appreciate you, Uncle Pete. Appreciate you. Know you're always welcome, fam.
Oh, I know it.
No doubt. All right, guys. So I'm going to say this about this whole situation with Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko. Uh, Lomachenko's favored for a reason. Better fighter. Anybody that can't admit that, then you're just not being honest with yourself. I know Lomachenko's the better fighter, but you always have these kids that come in boxing, Mike Tyson, Ali, and do what people think they can't do. Take it way back to Ali. Nobody thought this young kid, Cassius Clay, with the loud mouth, was going to go in there and beat the dominating, devastating, terribly feared Honey Liston. No one thought that. This kid just all mouth. And as a matter of fact, he was even more mouth than young Teofimo Lopez. Well, here's the situation. You do have these kids that often go in there and do what people think is the impossible. I personally think Teofimo Lopez is going to knock Lomachenko the fuck out in the 7th round. So y'all know I always in this thing. For
What's
the
the
love
matter
of
with
God,
you?
let's talk about
Dude,
it.
what's the matter with you, man? Jesus Christ.